get you up to speed on the latest in sports. I'm Sean Yao. Gilas players are working double time in training as the FIBA World Cup draws near. Marty Bautista with the details.
Gilas Pilipinas has returned to the hardcourt after only 2 days of rest from their training camp in Europe. Most members of the 20-man pool of the national team for the World Cup were present at the Meralco Gym Thursday. Bobby Ray Parks Jr., Calvin Oftana, and R.R. Pugoy also joined the training for the first time. Aside from the still injured Pugoy, Gilas members participated in a 2-hour-long drill session. Head coach Chuck Reyes sees this as the team's final stretch in their preparations in order to iron out their team chemistry.
From now till then, it's a matter of making sure that we continue improving on the gains that we made in Europe and finally assimilating the others. Like today with Ray and Calvin here, then we were able to take their first step in joining and understanding everything that they missed in Estonia.
Naturalized player Justin Brownlee said the team gained much needed confidence after the Europe camp.
Well, each practice, it seemed like guys are getting very confident, shooting the ball, just playing together, trusting each other. It's great to see the growth, of the whole team.
Also part of the training was Dwight Ramos after getting clearance from his doctors following the release of his test results. Ramos was not able to suit up in Gilas' last few tune-up games in Europe due to a bugging knee injury. Scotty Thompson, meanwhile, did not join the training as he is still nursing a fractured hand. Thompson is set to see a hand specialist for the injury on Sunday.
The great thing about Scotty, he stayed positive. It seems like there still could be I'm not sure, but it seems like there still could be a possibility and that he's going to play in the World Cup. I'm not sure the timetable of his injury. Definitely wish him a speedy recovery.
Meanwhile, Gilas coaches said they have a steady line of communication with the camp of Phil-Am Utah Jazz guard Jordan Clarkson. JC just signed a contract extension with the Jazz a few weeks back.
We're trying to get him in as early as possible, and our hope is that he's able to join us for the China trip, and that's where we're at now. The talks are ongoing, so hopefully.
Gilas continues their nightly training until the first week of August before flying to China for a pocket tournament. For News 5, Marty Bautista, we are One News.
Pinoy NBA hopeful Kai Sotto finally saw action in the NBA Summer League against the Portland Trail Blazers. Sotto checked in for the Orlando Magic at the beginning of the second quarter and got reinserted in the third. He finished with 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 blocks in 13 and a half minutes of play. Orlando, though, lost the game 88-71. Before this game, the 7'3" big man had been benched in the first 3 matchups of the Magic.
I feel like it's a good first game, just to go out there and compete. It's not good that we didn't win, but we learned a lot from this game. I'm very happy to be here. It's a blessing each and every day to be out here and experiencing all of this, and I'm just happy to be supported by a lot of people.
Alex Ayala crashed out of the W25 Coroyo Seisal tournament in Portugal. The 8th-seeded Ayala was defeated by South Korean bet So-hyun Park in the opening round. The game, which lasted for 2 hours and 2 minutes, ended with a final score of 4-6, 3-6. Recall that the tennis star also got eliminated in the second round of the $25,000 tournament last year. After her early exit, Ayala is off to the W100 Vitoria-Gasteiz tournament in Spain next week. We're taking a time out. The game on One News Now will return after this. Stay tuned. You're still watching the game on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. LA Lakers superstar LeBron James is not hanging up his jersey for good just yet. LeBron has just announced his return to the Lakers for his 21st season in the league. The four-time MVP confirmed this in his acceptance speech at the ESPY Awards. King James won the best record-breaking performance after becoming the NBA's all-time leading scorer last season. After this announcement, James now has the longest active career in the league today. He is one season away from tying the 22-year career of former star Vince Carter, which is also the NBA record. Airweave CEO Motokuni Takaoka unveils the recyclable cardboard beds that will be used by athletes in the Paris Olympics. Let's see how sturdy these beds are in this Reuters video.
This is very strong, okay?
Une photo allongée serait vraiment sympa.
On ne transmet pas sous la couette ensemble, peut-être? Moi, je veux la lèche, je veux. J'ai fait une bêtise.
On va faire de Tony là.
At that time, and we designed this cardboard bed for 3 or 4 people jump on that. Because after he got the medal, people become very happy. Maybe 3 people may jump. We designed it. But at the time, the Olympic, I think maybe more than 10 people jumping. That was in YouTube. So we make maybe 2 more people than that. This can be stronger.
And Formula One racing has gotten big in the United States, with more races taking place there compared to any other country. McLaren's Zach Brown and Bloomberg's Jason Kelly discuss F1's future in this Bloomberg Quick Take. Let's listen in.
Here with Zach Brown, the CEO of McLaren Racing, to talk all about what's happening on the circuit. Let's start with the United States. F1 is clearly having a moment. Why? What's happening?
I never thought I'd see Formula One big in North America as quick as it has become. I think clearly Netflix, everyone points to, which I think has had a big part in showing America how Formula One works, not only on the track, but kind of more importantly off the track. Of course, Austin brought Formula One back in 2012 and had a record audience last year, so that race is going from strength to strength. Then, you've had Miami 2 years in a row. That was a massive success. And now we have Las Vegas coming. If you look at the areas Formula One needed to grow, kind of the 3 top priorities were North America as a market, a new audience, a younger audience, a more diverse audience, all of which has happened. It's been a fantastic run.
What appeals to an American audience specifically about this sport?
I think it's probably the personalities and the understanding of how the sport works. People now see it's as busy off the track as it is on the track, and a lot of great personalities, drivers and team bosses and sponsors, and it's a big business, and I think with that comes a lot of theater, a lot of drama, and makes for an interesting TV show off the track.
What is the ceiling for Formula One in the United States? What does the footprint look like going from here in your estimation?
I think we have enough races now in North America. We've got obviously 3 in the States, and you've got Canada, Mexico, Brazil. So I think that's a good volume of races. I think where we can now see a big improvement is in television ratings. We have a new television contract. They invested a substantial amount of money, which means they'll put a lot of effort into it, which is fantastic. But if you look at our TV ratings compared to things like the NFL or NBA Finals, there's a lot of room for growth. I think the big focus will be getting all 24 races around the world bigger television ratings. And then that's, of course, what sponsors want.
Did you think this sport could ever get to the point that it is? Did you think it was a matter of time, or is this a surprise on the upside for you?
In North America, I think it's certainly gotten bigger quicker than I thought it ever would. It didn't have date equity or location equity. Yes, the sport's always been massive in Europe and started to really grow in Asia Pac, but to have the impact it's had here in the States as quickly as it has had, I didn't see that coming, and I don't think anyone did.
Especially in this era, what is it like to have someone blow up in terms of their profile? How do you manage that when someone just goes from like, oh yeah, I know that guy, to now everyone knows that guy?
Fernando Alonso, Daniel Ricciardo, they were mega stars before they came to McLaren.
Great point, yeah.
You're kind of having to understand how to kind of bring on this person who's already larger than life. Then you have someone like Lando Norris, who's become a mega star, but was young and barely had his driver's license before he joined us. So you've kind of watched him grow. And I think it's about giving them their space, paying respect to them. First of all, we race cars for a living. Even though it's stressful, it's a lot of fun. And there's a time to be extremely serious, but then there's time to kind of enjoy what we're doing and bring that balance. People like to be around fun people. So that's something that I've kind of tried to have in common with all the drivers, but I think that's a key ingredient.
Get your fill of the latest in sports at onesports.ph. Meantime, the news day continues later at 4:30 p.m. I'll see you then. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.